Still the Delaware Bluecoats will close out the whole season as we are joined now by head coach Connor Johnson. Connor, a tough one last night. Can you tell us about as you move forward to a tough team like Maine?
Yeah, no, it was a good competitive game last night. I thought we played well. We kind of got Jonah involved, which was good to see. But at the end, for a game to come down to a couple plays at the end that can go either way, I thought our guys really fought hard. Norvell fouling out hurt. Kind of got to the point where we didn't want to play Jonah anymore, just based on what the Sixers kind of wanted out of him. So it left us in a tough bind where we went small for the last minute or two. They got a big rebound. We had to play. They called a charge at the other end, and it was a tough one for sure.
I mean, I know with Maine coming in, like they're a good defensive team, and like Brad Stevens will like mix things up. So like, do they do anything special that makes them so tough defensively?
I think their personnel more than anything is that they have a bunch of long athletes that are switchable. Like Brad always talks about, the future of the sport is these big wings that can guard multiple positions. That's what they have. Dozier's a good example of that. He's a guy that can do a lot of things. He basically plays as their point guard, and he's 6'7", and 6'8", and long, and so I think that's what gives them from a defensive standpoint. And then offensively, everyone can shoot it, and so that's always a tough matchup for us, especially with like how we like to play with our fives at the rim.
Shake Milton's 23 or more in the last 9 games. How far along do you feel like he's been progressing?
He's been playing really well, and we're really proud of the developments he's made in terms of really just being a competitor and doing whatever it takes to get a bucket, especially at the end of games. He shot a lot better, especially in catch and shoot situations last night. And as we look forward to what Shake will be for the Sixers in the near future, I think that's one of the things to be excited about. Is that he's got so much game to him, but he also can be a guy when somebody gets double, throw it to him and can knock down a three.
It includes the 4 two-way players that you were starting last night. Do you feel like any of them, as they move forward, can they be a big impact for Coach Brown?
I think in the far term, yes, for sure. I mean, Jonah's already played and had some big minutes for the Sixers. I think everyone's got to be excited about what Shake's done recently. And then Zaire, you can just see every game Zaire gets a little more comfortable in what he's doing, and just the kind of progress he's made is like, it seems to me sometimes I feel like we've had Zaire forever, and the truth is he started playing beginning of March. It's gone by quick in some ways, but in other ways I feel like we've had him for a long time. So just when I kind of sit back and think, well, in 3 weeks, look how he is now versus the first time he played organized basketball in about a year, it's pretty impressive to see, and that makes me kind of excited for his future moving forward. And then every day Haywood comes out and guards the other, one of the best players on their team with Zaire, and his defensive ability is something that is very strong. So where he fits in the whole thing, it's hard to tell, but
Zaire's jumper, because last night obviously he must have seen a green light somewhere.
Right.
Would you have said, hey, don't be afraid to shoot that?
We're telling him the whole time.
You gotta try
Go
this.
for it. Let it fly. And we're understanding, and the team is understanding. This is part of his growth and his development. And some things won't happen overnight, and who knows when some things will click. But it's good to see him come out. And one is just show the confidence of being willing to shoot, and then 2 to knock him down, which is great.
Do you think that was just the adjustment from shooting the college three to the NBA three? It took him a while to get used to that distance?
Yeah. I think it's hard to know exactly what goes into it. I think the confidence is one thing, and having missed a couple kind of to start his run, it always makes it tough. And so when you see him, he's made a ton of like 15, 17-foot long twos, we call them, which are some ways prohibitive, but if they make it, we pretend like we don't see it. And it was good to see him knock down some threes in addition to those jumpers.
Are there anybody, like, it looks like Shake, if he sees a mid-range jumper he likes, you're not going to ask him about that. Like, if it's a long two.
I mean, we joke, and we got a good rapport with our guys about it. Because day one, it's like, don't shoot a long two. And so they don't shoot a long two. And then it's like late in the clock, you get one, and kind of get a little leeway. And then we created the policy that if you make it, we'll pretend like we never saw it. If you miss it, we'll tell you it's a bad shot. And some of it goes back to just the analytics and the numbers of it, is that they don't go in at a high rate. You can be a great shooter and make it 40% of the time, and it's still not a very good shot.
Right.
And so, but on the flip side of it is, for some players, like Shake's a good example. Farrell's probably the best. It's hard for him to get to the rim and score. So we're going to put him in pick and rolls. And the defender guarding the 5 is going to be back at the rim, and if he can hit that at a number, that clip that's high enough, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense to adjust. So there is kind of some gray area, but we try to be kind of steadfast in our rules. But
kind of when his like it doesn't look slow motion, but he has such control with his speed, and then can kick it into another gear.
Shake, yeah. No,
right?
I think Shake's a sneaky good athlete. Now, he probably doesn't get credit for the athleticism he deserves. Some of it when he came to us originally was coming off a back injury, and so he played, I think, in a little bit different way. And I think as the course of the season's progressed, he's gotten his athleticism starting to shine through. And then we played 2 nights ago in Grand Rapids, and he takes our 7-footer to the front of the rim and dunks it with his left hand. And so I think his athletic profile is a bit underrated, and it's good to see it starting to come out the healthier he gets.
Over the last couple of weeks, it seems like he's more assertive going to the rim instead of just settling for the long-range jumper. Have you been encouraging him to do that?
Right. It's kind of the long two talk that we don't just want to settle for those. And we also, big emphasis for him, part of his development plan is getting fouled. We met with everybody today, kind of like the season ending. This is where you've gotten to. This is what you're going to work on. Come on, Rob. This is what you're going to work on moving forward. And one of the things for Shake is kind of reshaping his game to shoot more threes, as that'll be his transition to the Sixers. But also, he's so dynamic getting to the rim and such a good finisher, he needs to be able to get fouled at the same rate. And so looking at ways that guys get fouled at the front of the rim, something he can add to his game, a tweak he can make here or there to help him.
As you make your final, I guess you could say, trip to the sidelines for the final time of the season, what has been kind of the highlight? You take us through, again, you come from Villanova, you know, you're a video coordinator for Coach Brown. What has been the highlight, again, of this year?
There's been a time. I feel really fortunate to be in this position. It was just cool today to sit with all the guys and kind of recap what they'd gone through, talk about the ways they thought they'd gotten better and improved and developed over the time. And there's a lot of good examples of that. It was good to see from my perspective. Sometimes you get caught up in the day-to-day, but just from where they were to where they are now. From a statistical standpoint, from their own perspective, it was great to see the improvement they thought they'd make.
Connor, do they people want to be around this, you know, in the immediate near future? Can they like use the facility, continue working out? Because
Most of the guys are going on, so
They are.
yeah, the kind of Sixer guys will still be around. The 2 ways will be up with the Sixers. He'll be up full time with the Sixers, but most of the other guys.
does